Hey everyone, Chuck with Functional Fly again. I'm going to go ahead and do a second video today, and this one is a super quick pattern, also super effective, a Gammarus shrimp or a scud. I like this pattern because if you're fishing down deeper, this is a fly that sinks fast. It's also very easy and fast to tie. So rather than me rattle on, let's go ahead and tie it. So in the vise, I have a partridge check nymph hook in a size 10. And this is a barbless hook as well. I'm going to go ahead and start with some 10/1000 lead wire or lead substitute. And I'm going to put about 9 to 10 turns on this. Break off the excess. Then I'm going to push those turns together, and I want them back towards the bend of the hook. We're going to build up that part of the body just a little bit. So right there is nice. And then the thread that I have is a UTC 70 denier in a fluorescent orange. You could tie this in a variety of colors. But this orange is certainly a good color to do this in. Now I'm going to back off on my thread pressure while I'm getting to the far side. I built up a thread dam on the front end nearest the hook eye. Now I'm building one on the back end. And then I'm going to come back and forth. And fill this in. You do have to be a little bit careful with this shape of hook. It's really easy to drag your thread across that hook point, and with that you can either break your thread or at least nick it and weaken it, so try to be a little careful there. Alright, I've got that pretty well covered. Now I'm just going to build a little bit of a taper off the front end. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but we want to have some sort of adjustment there. So I'll trim away the end of that. And then just to help keep everything in place, put a drop of head cement in there, move that around a little bit, let that penetrate. And then the next material I have is, this is ostrich herl that is dyed orange. Bring the thread back to the rear part of the dam. And this is going to be the last thing I wrap forward, so it's the first thing that I tie in. And then the next material is a medium vinyl rib. And I'm going to tie this in. I'm going to tie it on top of the hook because I don't want to tie it in down below where it can start to get in the way of hooking the fish. I don't want it to be down in that hook gap area. So a few turns each way. This is also just going to make the shape a little bit more pronounced. And again, I'm going to continue to make sure that everything tapers down towards the eye of the hook. I have that in place, and now I'm going to wrap this rib. But as I do this, normally we talk about having turns be touching and precise. This time we want to leave a very specific gap in between the turns. And the reason is that we're going to be wrapping that ostrich herl right up in between, and that's what's going to form the legs for this scud or shrimp pattern. So bring that up just shy of the hook eye. Turn that over, trim away the excess. Bind down that edge. Now, I'll take the ostrich herl, and as I said, I'm going to run that right up in through that seam that was left. Tie that off as well. We're almost there. Now I'm just going to wet my thumb and forefinger. And I'm going to drag all those legs down. And now you've got something that looks decidedly buggy. Take my whip finisher. Trim away the thread. Pull down any remaining pieces, and now I'm going to start with, so this is Loon's UV Clear, and this is the thick formulation. If you want, you can start with the thin, but on a bigger size like this, you can jump right in with the thick. I'm going to put a little bit more on here, covering everything from that transition from the rib down onto the hook bend to coming over the top. I'm not getting too crazy with building up a huge clear back. I know that is popular on some patterns. I'm just going to take a look now to make sure that this is even. I want to put a little bit more. Over towards the back side. And that I'm happy with. So now I'll take UV glue, give that about 7 or 8 seconds, maybe even a couple of more since we have a pretty thick application there. good shape now. And then the last step is just to go back right by the bend with a Sharpie, or you can use a little bit of black nail polish if you like, but a Sharpie works just fine. And put a little eye on either side. And that's all there is to it. All right, there you go. Real simple fly to tie. And hope you enjoy tying it. Hope you enjoy fishing it. And we'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks, everybody.